My friends said wonderful things about me. They revealed feelings I never knew they had. They eulogized me. And I'm not dead. Welcome to Calm in the Chaos, where we strive to deepen our relationships with the God of our understanding and with one another. 2 weeks ago, I moved from the town I had inhabited for 47 years. All my adult relationships were built there, my career was based there, and I had planted myself, but had never realized how deeply the roots had cut through the soil. Mostly, our culture has trained us to be civil to one another, to treat others with respect, to follow the golden rule, to offer help when needed, to support friends by sending a card or taking over a meal when someone is ill. We get together for fun times over a campfire, a chat about each of our families, complain about work, and spin ideas for new projects. But we save eulogizing for the period of time just after a person has crossed over to the immortal shore. Why is this? Why do we wait until we cannot hug the person as we speak? Why do we say such flowery things when we can no longer see the twinkle in the eye reaction, or the smile crossing their face, or the tear in their eye? I think we have it all backwards. And since I moved, I know we have it all backwards. Sharing the love you have for someone before they die could take the form of anything from a roast, which is thinly disguised love and respect for the person, to an eloquently written speech, complete with anecdotes and heartfelt sentiments. But we should let the person know before they die. As we go about living our lives, performing the tasks of making meals and deciding which car mechanic to use and remembering to pick up Cece from dance class, we get into ruts that allow us to maintain a rather dull existence at times. And then there's the wedding in the family, a reason to make plans out of the ordinary, or the birth of a baby, another reason to celebrate life and do something out of the routine that we've established. And then the funeral. When someone close to us dies, we're pulled out of our routine. We have no choice, for grief is the commander-in-chief of our lives in that time. And that's when we play the movies of the person's life over in our minds and our hearts, and we burst forth words of remembrance. So I ask, why not do this before the person dies? When I told my friends I was planning to move, many of them invited me for a meal in their homes. Some of them took me to a restaurant. A few visited me and we sat and chatted endlessly. Each person had a way of saying goodbye. Now, as an aside, I note that saying goodbye at a funeral has a finality to it that is much stronger than a person moving to another state. But moving 310 miles away means I can no longer drop in on my way to Wegmans. My friends cannot pick me up to go to a meeting together. When I was with my friends, I was told some startling things I had no idea would be said to me or about me. I was told the community would experience a great loss. One friend said, "We never got together much, but I always felt such comfort in knowing you were there in that house if I ever needed you." Several women remembered that I had offered them my home as a refuge from an abusive spouse. Bring the kids and everything, if you need to, day or night, doesn't matter, I had said. One person I hadn't seen in years mentioned an incident where I said something that changed her life. Another friend revealed that my words convinced her she was strong enough to stand up to a bullying partner and leave. I never knew these things at the time. And your family and friends don't know it either. An interview question included in the survey done by a psychiatrist who was researching adults who had buried either one or both of their parents included this question in the interview. Would you give up a year of your own life to spend one more day with your parent? 56% of the people answered yes. Many of us would quickly agree to giving up a portion of our own lives if we could be with a significant person for just one more day, one more chance to tell them how much they mean to us. I often reference the Christmas movie called It's a Wonderful Life. In a simplified way, it tells the story of a man who doesn't realize the impact he has in his community and family. And when financial struggles strike him through no fault of his own, he desperately tries to take his own life, thinking the world would be better off without him. When an angel visits him, the lead character tells him of his woes and actually says aloud that he thinks the world would be better off without him. And with that, the angel, Clarence by name, crafts a plan to show the man what would have happened to many of the characters in his life story had he not lived. The man realizes he wants to live, to go back to all those he loves, and knows without a doubt that he is a very rich man. People cross our paths in life in varying degrees of time, from quick interchanges between two people as they're having their blood pressure taken to a 60-year marriage. Each person is in our lives to give us opportunities for growth. Growth in love, acceptance, compassion, patience, wisdom. We help one another on the road of this mortal life. Let's be a little more intentional in acknowledging their worth to us. Tell them how they've influenced you or opened your eyes about an issue. Let them know that your life would have been different had they not been born. Tell them while you know that they can hear you with their ears and their hearts. Let's start a movement called Living Eulogies. I borrowed the term from a pastor named John Pavlovitz, whose work I read frequently. I don't want to have regrets at the funeral. I'm saying it now. Give it a whirl. Ask the God of your understanding to help you find the words and the bravery to do it. Start telling people how much they mean to you. I'm closing with a reading from a Lebanese-American writer, poet, and visual artist, Khalil Gabran, on friendship. Your friend is your needs answered. They are your field which you sow with love and reap with thanksgiving. They are your board and your fireside. For you come to them with your hunger and you seek them for peace. When your friend speaks their mind, you fear not the nay in your own mind, nor do you withhold the a. And when they are silent, your heart ceases not to listen to their heart. For without words, in friendship, all thoughts, desires, all expectations are born and shared with joy that is unacclaimed. When you part from your friend, you grieve not, for that which you love most in them may be clearer in their absence, as the mountain to the climber is clearer from the plain. And let there be no purpose in friendship save the deepening of the spirit. For they love that seeks aught, but the disclosure of its own mystery is not love, but a net cast forth, and only the unprofitable is caught. Let your best be for your friend. If they must know the ebb of your tide, let them know its flood also. For what is your friend that you should seek them with hours to kill? Seek them always with hours to live. For they are there to fill your need, but not your emptiness. And in the sweetness of friendship let there be laughter and sharing of pleasures. For in the dew of little things the heart finds its morning and is refreshed. God wants us to have friends. God wants us to love one another and to tell one another what we mean to each other. Our music recommendation today, no surprise, it's a James Taylor song, You've Got a Friend.